Welcome back to Yoga Awakening. I'm Katie. And welcome to this Vinyasa flow practice for endurance. So today the theme that we'll be exploring is finding self-expression, finding something new within repetition. So we're jumping right into today's class. There aren't any particular props that you'll need to have for the practice, but as always, you're welcome to pause the video and grab anything you might usually like to have with you, whether that's a prop for Shavasana or a couple of yoga blocks. So let's get into it. We're coming into our tabletop position. And you can bring your knees just a little bit closer together than hips distance for today's practice. And even though we're jumping right into some movement, we're still taking just a moment as we get started in our first shape check in with the breath and really to check in with the foundation that you've set up for yourself. So maybe pressing down a little more actively into the tops of the feet, or if the toes are curled under, into the toe pads. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Press down actively into that space in between thumb and index finger. Ground yourself here in this moment. And we're starting off with some scapular circles. So the scapula, the shoulder blade there, along the back of the body. And sometimes that can be an area that's a little bit harder for us to connect to because it is on the back of the body, right? We can't see it. But we're going to give this a try and we'll have a few rounds to get into the groove of the movement. So thinking about a circular motion there with the scapula, I'm going to start by pulling them forwards and then drawing them closer together and then back down the body and then away from each other, pressing into the mat. So forwards, drawing in close together, back and away from each other. And keep that pattern there going. We'll have a chance to reverse our direction as well. And don't worry here too much. Sometimes it can be a little confusing about which direction, which movement comes next, because we are cueing for this area of the body that can be a little more challenging to find this full mobility in. So don't worry too much about your circles, just taking some movements there. And then we'll reverse. So shoulders together, shoulders forwards, broadening, drawing them down, shoulder blades together, forwards, pushing the floor away, they come away from each other, down the back body. Find your breath here as you move, so you might have forgotten about it as you were really focusing there on these movements. You'll probably notice that there's some fatigue already happening there. I certainly am. This is a really nice, I think, and efficient way to work through the shoulders so that we can be really strong as we support ourselves on the hands. Great, one more little free movement there. I think I started doing mine in the opposite direction. And then a little moment to come back, hips to heels. Shake out the wrists. Shake out through the elbows. And then shake out through the arms, the shoulders. Feel that nice warmth and energy you've built there. And then back to all fours. Send the right leg straight back behind you. Again, we have our knees a little bit closer towards one another. As we set up for that foundation, extend the left arm, bird dog. And inhale. On an exhale, bend elbow and knee and send them away from you. Really strong. Find that engagement you need through the core so you're not just dropping all of your weight down into the low back. Strong and engaged. Re-extend, bird dog. Exhale, come through center, hug it in. And set hand and knee back down. Keep spreading wide through the fingertips, and we'll take that off to our second side. Left leg extends, flexing strong through the left foot. Right arm joins. On your exhale, open it out, bent knee, bent elbow. Find that strength there through the hip, through the shoulders, through the whole body movement. Inhale, bird dog, exhale. Hug everything in towards the midline and up. And set it back down. Great, now we have our little flow sequence to warm up. Repeating there in your own time. So right away, we're finding this flow with the breath. And this movement that we really need to make our own so that it can be sustainable, so that we can keep coming back to it without starting to feel like we're losing stability or like there are maybe some aches and pains that are creeping in. So making it your own might mean making each of the movements a little bit softer or smaller. And that's what today's practice is all about. We're not focusing in today on the big poses. We're not focusing in on the big ranges of motion or flexibility, even though we, of course, will need to access some of our capacity, of course. But our focus here is on how can I make this sustainable? How can I be in the pose in a way that lets me keep coming back to it? So maybe that means a smaller pose than is your full capacity. Great. We're finding our last side here. So whatever your second side was for that flow. And then come on back to an active child's pose. A little break there for the wrists. Come up onto your tented fingers. And send the hips back. Feel once again that connection you've built. This awareness you've already needed to cultivate about making the movement your own. Maybe you realized you really needed to focus in on that wrapping in of the front ribs so you could find some good support. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Come through, shift back onto hands, palms, lower it down. Use a big inhale to lift up for locust pose. So here's our modified sun salute for today's practice. Exhale, press it back, hovering cat. And you'll probably be in a wide shape here. That's okay. You can sort of negotiate with where your hands and feet are. Hovering cat around the spine. And then send it back, down dog. So again, we're not looking for precision or perfection or the big poses or 100% flexibility capacity. We're looking to be able to move with steadiness and confidence. Inhale to step the right foot forwards. Take as many steps as you need to get there, negotiating with the hands and the feet. Inhale, sends it up, high lunge, bend through the back knee as well. Hopefully that allows you to connect to a nice feeling of stretch there through the front of the left hip. Inhale, again thinking about that connection, front ribs hugging back. Exhale, send the weight forwards as the arms come back, arrowhead. Find that same position you had as we did our scapular circles and as we did our locust pose. This time, the shoulder blades squeezing back towards each other so the chest opens. Inhale, find your high lunge again. And exhale to release. Plant the palms, step it back, down dog. Right onto our second side. Left foot steps forward. Send it up, high lunge. Reach through the fingertips. Take it through arrowhead. Squeeze the shoulder blades. And then your next breath in sends you back up. High lunge. Great. Release the hands. And this time we step the back foot up to meet the front. Uttanasana, or forward fold. Big breath in, halfway lift, this time with those arrowhead arms along the sides of the body. Long through the back of the neck. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, sweep arms up and overhead. You have an option here for a slight back bend, but keep it soft. Keep it maybe 50% of your capacity. Exhale, back down. Inhale, arrowhead arms to lift. Exhale to fold. Tenting the fingertips, step it back. Active child's pose. Inhale, palms plant, send it forwards, bend the elbows to lower. Inhale, locust pose, keep squeezing the shoulder blades towards one another as you lift the hands, the feet, the knees, maybe even the thighs off the mat. Exhale, press it back, negotiate there a little with your shape to find your hovering cat. Round the spine, shoulder blades now drawing away from each other. Send the hips and sitting bones back and up to the ceiling for down dog. Take a moment here to refocus. Come back into the fullness of this experience. Settle into your breath. Evening out, inhale and exhale. Inhale, step it forwards. So you know where we're going. Arms reach up and overhead. On your exhale, take it halfway forwards. Arrowhead. This time, on your inhale, step the left foot forwards, left knee lifts up to the chest, one-legged Tadasana. Soft through the standing leg. Breathe in. On your exhale, we take it over to the left, this big open twist with a lifted knee. You can press the outer edge of the right arm into the left knee. You could hug it in as well with the right hand. Again, make this your own. What is the variation that you need so that you can keep showing up in the shape and feeling good and feeling steady? Great. Gaze shifts back to center. We step it back. Return to your high lunge. Then on an exhale, hands plant, down dog. Left side, left foot steps forward. Set up your feet. Solid foundation as you inhale to lift. And you exhale through arrowhead, shift the weight, asking now quite a lot of that left hip to support. Start to think about where you're going or shifting your weight as you step it forwards. One-legged Tadasana option for, again, the hands just in any position out at the sides of the body, or you could squeeze it in. And then on your next breath out, open it up to the right. Right arm behind. Find your focus, challenge your balance. And if you fall out of the pose at any point during the practice, which you very well might, that's okay. You're just coming right back into the shape or on to the next. You'll probably have a second opportunity there to revisit. Step the back foot up, Uttanasana. Inhale, arrowhead. Exhale to fold. Inhale, big lift. Maybe that subtle back bend opening through the chest. And an exhale, forward fold. Inhale one more time for your half lift. Exhale, tented fingers, step it back. Maybe the opposite foot comes back first this time. Lower the head any amount, active child's. Palms plant as you shift the weight forwards and lower down. Big breath in, locust pose. Press into the pubic bone. Stability even here in this unstable shape. On your breath out, hovering cat. This is your Vinyasa, your sun salute for today. Start to find your sense of self, your expression in these repeated shapes. Down dog. Inhale, step the right foot forwards. As you're ready, we lift it up for high lunge. Exhale, one breath, one movement, arrowhead. Shoulders squeeze, keep that right knee bent as you lift it up. One-legged Tadasana. Take it over to the left, your big open twist. Here comes our adding on. Make your way through to center. Grab the left ankle or foot. We find a mini dancer. So I like to kind of modify the name of the pose so we don't think of it like we usually do. Again, what I said at the beginning applies. We're not looking for our huge shape here, our big pose. Instead, I'd like you to focus on a nice stretch through the front of the left quad. A challenge for the balance. An opening in the chest. And nothing more or nothing less than that. This one is all about endurance. How can you keep returning here? All right, let's work on our graceful transition here, back through to reverse warrior. Plant that back foot, do your best. Your exhale takes you through and forward, extended side angle. Again, you have your options here. We could bring the right fingers down to the mat. You could keep it nice and lifted here with the right elbow on the right thigh. Inhale. Exhale, make your way back to high lunge. Plant the palms, step it back, down dog. Second side, left foot steps forward. As you're ready, inhale, high lunge. Control the breath here. Find your inhale and your exhale, and then take it through as you breathe out, arrowhead. Inhale, step it through, one-legged Tadasana. Exhale, open for your twist. And here is our addition back to center, this time right hand to right ankle or foot. Mini dancer. We're focusing on a challenge for the balance, a nice soft stretch for the right quad, the front of the thigh, an open heart. Inhale. On an exhale, test your transition. How stable can you be? Reverse warrior. Exhale, sends it forward. Your version of extended side angle. Know that we'll be back in this shape. You don't always have to take the same variation. Back to high lunge on your inhale, and your exhale sends it forwards to your Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. Exhale, right back to where we came. Inhale. Exhale. Tented fingers to step back and move through the sun salute. Follow your own breath. Maybe now arms come behind, again back to that arrowhead shape. Graceful transition there, as best as you can make it through our hovering cat. Stretching the spine in the opposite direction. And peeling sitting bones up and back. Down dog. Let's add on. Inhale. Right foot steps forward. Strong lift on your inhale. Exhale, sends it halfway forward for arrowhead. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Exhale as you twist. Again, where do you need to back off? We're going to be here again. The strength here, the courage here is in the repetition. Exhale from mini dancer into your reverse warrior. Send it through extended side angle. Great, this time sweep that left arm down, plant the left hand, open it up, big twist. You'll come down to the ball of the back foot. Strong through that left shoulder, wrap the shoulder back. And then first challenge here is to step the right foot back straight into a lifted leg side plank. Of course, options are always to keep that right foot out in front of you, a nice little kickstand. Great option there. Work on lifting the hips up high. Maybe more standard side plank. Maybe you experiment with this lifted leg, keeping it lifted the whole way through the transition. Great, next experiment. Step the foot back to where it was, back through to that twist. And now a big unraveling here. I'm bringing my right fingertips out in front of me as I transition into half moon. Again, if you've got those blocks, this would be a great time to use one or both for underneath the right fingertips or hand. Imagine that you were standing that left foot on the floor, so it presses back into an imaginary support. Maybe you take a slightly lifted variation, challenging your balance more. Where can you find the stability? Maybe the shape is a little smaller here to start. Step it back, reverse warrior. Great job. And we're cartwheeling our hands. Find your way to down dog. All right, let's take our final addition to our second side. Left foot steps up, high lunge. On your breath out, send the weight forwards halfway. Inhale, make your way to one-legged Tadasana. Exhale, open it up for your twist. Inhale through to center, find your mini dancer. Nice stretch moment for the quads as they're working hard to support us. Step it back, reverse warrior. Exhale through extended side angle. What can you find that's new here in the shape as you move and flow with the breath? Now we're adding on our open twist. And then from here you have all those options for your side plank. First option, nice little kickstand, lift the hips up high. Second option, maybe side plank with the feet staggered, wrapping that shoulder blade right underneath you. Final option, maybe you played there with lifting it all the way back without letting the left foot touch the floor. Inhale. Exhale, step it back. Find that open twist one more time. And then we have our big transition here. Opening up to the right. Left hand comes down, open, half moon. Find your steadiness. What does that mean for you in this moment? Forget every other time you've been in this pose. Each time it will certainly not be identical. Embrace that. Today I feel like I'm balancing my hair here. It's like my counterweight. All right, and then step it back. reverse warrior. And then we make our way to our Tadasana and to our forward fold. Let the weight hang there for just a moment. Shake the head a little yes and a little no, noticing if any tension has crept up into the neck. And then halfway lift, airplane arms, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Active through the fingers, long neck. Exhale to release. Inhale, drive up through the feet. Exhale, right back. Repeating our halfway lift and our lower. Tented fingers to step it back. Active child's. Move through at your flow. Mix it up here. Maybe you need something a little different. Maybe you take a nice cobra or finally an up dog. We'll meet in downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. You can mix it up here, widening feet and hands. We're repeating our whole flow one more time. All right, let's do it together. Inhale, step the right foot up. Open arms overhead. Exhale, send it forwards. What new and subtle support can you find here? Can you employ here? Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Exhale to the left. Inhale through center to grab the left foot. Mini dancer. Use all of that awareness you've built to find your transition back to reverse warrior. And then in to an extended side angle. Open twist. Left hand plants, right arm lifts. Really find that firm support through left hand, up through the arm, up through the shoulder. Maybe a challenge here. Side plank, top leg lifted. Back to your open twist and then spiral open like you're unraveling. Half moon. Maybe, again, a lifted option here. Challenging yourself in a slightly different way, a different idea of the shape. Step it back. Reverse warrior one final time on this side. And make your way to your down dog. Last side, left foot steps forward. Lift for high lunge on the inhale. Exhale, arrowhead. Stand strong through the left leg as you come up, one-legged Tadasana. Exhale into your twist. Lift that right knee a little higher. Exhale through center. Inhale, baby dancer. So remember here, you're still in this less familiar, perhaps, variation. Gather in all your energy into the midline. Find new strength here. Forget about what the pose looks like. And step it back. Reverse to extended. Plant the right hand, big open twist. Enjoy it. Employ all that strength through the shoulder as you find maybe that leg lifted side plank. Move through your transition back to the open twist. So left foot plants, spiral it open, half moon. Again, challenging our idea of what the shape looks like. Maybe you lift it up. Maybe you fall out just for a moment and you come on back. Different sort of balancing act here. And then step it back, reverse warrior. Cartwheel the arms to plant the hands. Let's find down dog one final time. Inhale. Exhale to slowly release the knees to the mat. Make your way onto your back. You did it. You found yourself in those poses, in the repetition. Find your way into constructive rest. Connect to some deep inhales and exhales. Let's take it into an easy twist, one-legged. Right knee draws in and then comes over to the left. Open the arms out in any way that feels nice. Feel the heart beating. Feel the energy moving. Let yourself start to settle. Make your way through to center. Let's take a little happy baby variation. Knees wide. Send the straight arms through in between the knees to grab onto the shins or the ankles. Let the knees then just hover there. Feel the lower back really connect with the floor. Feel the grounding there through the back body. Extend the right leg now. Left knee stays drawn in and then send it over to the right. Open up your twist. Back through to center. We take it into our final resting pose, Shavasana. Maybe you're starting to feel the body settle. Maybe the heart beating slightly more slowly. Feel how the poses and the practice have landed in you as you made them your own. That great power you have to choose Choose how you move and react. Choose to become fully present in this moment. Let's take a big inhale in. And a big exhale out. You might sigh through the mouth. Release your exhale fully. Stay for as long as you like in your Shavasana. Or we'll meet in our seat. Wherever you are, draw the hands to heart center and say with me, the light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste.